From stealing lines from some badass TV shows to ridiculing whole movie franchises, these are 100 useless facts about Rick and Morty. Number 1. The way in which Rick says the word bitch is styled after how Jesse Pinkman said the word in Breaking Bad.
This is how you dream, bitch. Bitch!
Number 2. In Season 1, Episode 9, Summer saves the devil with the help of the monkey's paw. Up until this day, we don't know if she suffered any side effects from using it. Some say that she used it to help others so the curse didn't manifest. Others say that her punishment was the incest baby she and Morty made. Who knows?
A price for everything.
Number 3. Rick and Morty's intro and theme song are a parody mix of Doctor Who and Tintin. Number 4. Rick, Bird Person, and Squanchy were in a rock band together called the Flesh Curtains.
We all just met at this festival and we're so high we formed a band.
Number 5. In Season 4, Episode 8, Morty makes fun of Rick's clever disguise that he set up in the acid vat. So when Morty tries to force Rick to create a time-saving device, Rick decides to teach him a lesson. If you add the one from the start when Rick did it, and the one when Jerry reset, Morty get killed 29 times on screen. And all that just to teach Morty a lesson. Yeesh. Number 6. Rick's credit card number that is issued by the Global Bank is 1234 1234 1234. You guessed it, 1234. Number 7. The Citadel disposes of dead Ricks and Mortys through airlocks as revealed in the Rick Lantis mix-up episode. Number 8. Candidate Morty's debate speech in Season 3, Episode 7 bears similarities to Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
From the Ricks and Mortys that believe in the Citadel to the Ricks and Mortys that don't. You're outnumbered.
Also, his line,
If I had to fear anything, I'd fear other people being afraid of fear itself. But no, I'm not afraid.
is a nod to Franklin D. Roosevelt's presidential inauguration speech.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Number 9. You can hear GTA San Andreas title track playing on the radio while Rick and Morty from the police force are driving in their car. Number 10. The alien terrorists in Season 6, Episode 2 resemble Jar Jar Binks from the Star Wars franchise. Number 11. The arcade scenes in this episode are an extended, deliberate reference to Die Hard,
Sneak around, use air vents. You've never seen Die Hard?
i.e. do what John McClane does in the movie. Number 12. Cop Morty calling the other Mortys yellow shirts is a reference to certain political groups whose members were or are often referred to by the colour of their uniforms. The most notable of these being both the World War II era and fascist voluntary militia for national security in Italy, and the British Union of Fascists black shirts, along with the more historically popular term for soldiers or redcoats for the British Army. Can also be seen as a reference to Star Trek's red shirt, whose appellation has propagated beyond the Star Trek fandom to designate any expendable character. Number 13. In Season 6, Episode 7, Full Meta Jack Rick, Morty mentions the television series South Park, when saying how Jesus beating up people has already been done before.
You're using Jesus to beat us up? Have you seen South Park?
Number 14. In Season 6, Episode 9, when Rick gives Morty a sword with an AI that learns its opponent's attacks, he says the sword has already seen Blade and loved it. He also refers to Deacon Frost, the main villain in the movie.
Hell yeah, see, that's from when he's fighting Deacon Frost. I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Number 15. Season 2, Episode 9, Look Who's Purging Now, seems to parody The Hunger Games, taking the basic plot of a single girl overthrowing the entire ruling class and to poke fun at the premise that killing the ruling class would solve the problems of such a society. Number 16. After Beth shot Mr. Poopy Butthole in Season 2, Episode Total Recall, he needed 5 seasons and an unforgettable party to get his poop back.
That's a great thing to know while I get my shit together.
Number 17. In the episode Morty Night Run, it is hinted that Morty Smith has a foot fetish, as Fart's telepathic ability reveals Morty's subconscious thoughts at the time were of Jessica's feet.
I communicate through what you call Jessica's feet. No, telepathy.
Number 18. Bird Person's new name, Phoenix Person, is a reference to Dark Phoenix of the X-Men, who is the resurrected form of Jean Grey. It is also a reference to the myth that phoenixes are reborn from the ashes after their death.
Fascinating creatures, phoenixes.
Number 19. In Edge of Tomorty, Rick Die Rick Pete, It is shown that Mr. Goldenfold has a lava counterpart that was eaten by the Smith family.
We're all in this together. We're wasps, not monsters.
Number 20. Squanchy replaces most of his verbs with a variation of squanch, which is similar to the way Smurfs replace various words with the Smurf in the eponymous cartoon series.
Smurfs for the Smurf man. Hey, I smurfed her first. No, I did. Smurfing! Hey, I'm squanching in here!
Number 21. In Season 6, Episode 3, Bethic Twinstinct, Space Beth claims that her spaceship is bigger on the inside,
Oh, that's okay. I'll sleep in my car. It's got a TARDIS thing going on, bigger on the inside.
directly comparing it to the TARDIS from Doctor Who.
Look at my TARDIS.
Number 22. In Mort Dinner Rick Andre, Jessica's line questioning,
Was I just the object in another story? Was that all I ever was? Could I be more?
is likely a comical meta-reference to the fact that the inclusion of Jessica's character in the show revolves entirely around her position as Morty's crush, a common trope in TV and media.
I think we should just be friends.
Number 23. Tammy didn't really care for the Galactic Federation's new name for the bionic bird person. That was revealed in the post-credit scenes on Season 3, Episode 1. She was still shocked to hear the name was Phoenix Person, after having previously agreed on Cyberbird.
I am Phoenix Person.
Phoenix person. Is that what we settled on? I thought we all agreed on Cyberbird.
Number 24. In Season 2, Episode 5, Get Swifty, the weapon used to disqualify planets, looks very similar to the Forerunner Dreadnought from the Halo franchise. Number 25. Squanchy bears a striking resemblance to the character Smarf from another Adult Swim program, Too Many Cooks, an 11-minute short that went viral during an Adult Swim infomercials blog back in 2014. This character, in turn, seems to be a parody of Snarf, a character from the 1980s cartoon Thundercats. Number 26. Principal Vagina was given his surname to present the audience with an interesting social concept, that obscene words are able to be used in a socially acceptable way when they are part of somebody's name.
Hello?
Mrs. Smith, this is Principal Vagina.
Number 27. In the episode Morty's Mind Blowers, Morty confronts Principal Vagina about a new school faculty member, the guidance counselor, who he believed lived on the moon.
But he also lives on the moon?
Okay.
Principal Vagina mistakes this for a code that the new faculty member was a pedophile and that he attempted to molest Morty. He later confronts him, fires him, and attacks him. The guidance counselor drove away home and took his own life. Number 28. Jerry bears a lot of similarities to Hiroshi Nohara from the popular anime series Crayon Shin-chan. Both happen to be the fathers of the main titular character. Their entrance to fatherhood and having kids was rather unexpected and unplanned, as they both impregnated their wives before marriage, and they both seem to have a hard time keeping their marriage and family lives stable. They're both a little irresponsible, and they try their best to look productive, and they go to great lengths to try and set a mature example to their kids. They're both fathers to a son and daughter. They are both insecure and negative, and they try really hard at times to give themselves a positive outlook in life. They're both also clueless and not bright at times, and they even go as far as to do stupid things sometimes.
See that? I'm peeing all over your special guns.
They both also look a bit similar to each other, in appearance anyway, as they both have that mid-40s dad appearance. Hilariously though, they are also the same age. Number 29. In Season 7, Episode 6, Rick fending your Mort during a flashback, one of the observers is seen selling DVDs from currently unreleased or unplanned sequels from movies like the Avatar sequels, Babylon, Amsterdam, the cancelled Batgirl movie, The Social Network, X-Men Days of Future Past, and Oppenheimer. Number 30. In Rixie Business, it is implied that Jerry may have been in a rape or sexual assault situation in the past, as when Beth asks him what he thought a rapist would look like, he gets awfully descriptive.
Is it a Slavic man wearing a denim jacket with a patchy beard and the scent of cheap champagne wafting over his blister-pocked lips?
What?
Number 31. Despite being enemies, Rick and Jerry have been on at least 2 solo adventures. In The Whirly-Durly Conspiracy, Rick took Jerry to a resort enclosed in an immortality field. This only happened because Morty feared that Jerry would kill himself out of depression due to his and Beth's divorce. However, Jerry almost ended up helping an alien try to kill Rick. In reality, Morty only told Rick to do this because he thought he could get a break from his crazy life.
There's no time for pants, Jerry. I'll make you a pair of pants on the way. It's a Rick and Jerry adventure.
In Final Desmithation, Jerry got a fortune cookie saying he would have sex with his mom. Rick decided to help Jerry get to the bottom of this weird fortune and discovered that an alien held hostage inside the fortune company was pumping out the fortunes.
I would put my penis in the box on the right.
Great.
Number 32. In Rick Dending Your Mort, Rick's board of methods of embarrassing Morty includes a checked-off option for marrying Mr. Poopy Butthole. This references an extracted memory from Morty's Mind Blowers. Number 33. It's confirmed in Solarix that this Jerry is from another dimension, when the cross-dimensional portals are reset. This is due to his Jerry Baree ticket being lost by Morty in Morty Night Run, and Rick carelessly swapping their Jerry with another based on only a hunch.
Whatever.
Wait, what?
All right, come on, Jerry.
This means that Jerry from Dimension 5126 is the only main character who did not appear in Season 1. Number 34. Rick's surname, Sanchez, only makes one appearance in an episode title in the episode Big Trouble in Little Sanchez in Season 2. Number 35. In the Rick Shank Rickdemption, there are a few frames in the Citadel of Ricks where you can see two Morty twins in the background, a boy and a girl dressed in the same clothes as the two main character twins in Gravity Falls. Number 36. Although the episode Total Recall was the first time we'd seen Mr. Poopy Butthole, the producers edited him into each of the scenarios in the episode's intro to make it look like he'd been part of the show all along. This is similar to the way parasites featured in this episode manifest themselves through fictional memories. Number 37. In the episode Morty's Mind Blowers, during the end credits scene, we see Jerry come across a small section of his own mind blowers. One of these tapes is labeled Apples Campaign, referencing the disastrously awful Hungry for Apples campaign that saw him get fired in the post-credit scenes for Season 1's Night Shyam Aliens.
So, what do you think?
You're fired.
Number 38. Another one of Jerry's Mind Blowers tapes is labeled Sleepy Gary, referencing his affair with Beth's imaginary parasite husband in Season 2's Total Recall.
I'd like that.
Number 39. Mr. Meeseeks the concept got its start after Justin Roiland randomly started yelling, "I'm Mr. Meeseeks!" during a writing session for a completely different story, one that he hated for being too complex and boring. Number 40. In the episode Close Encounters of the Rick Kind, we are first introduced to the Transdimensional Council of Ricks, the Citadel of Ricks ruling council that is made up of 6 different Ricks. The council's spokesperson is called Rick 4, while the other council members are called Rick Prime, Quantum Rick, Maximus Rickimus, Zeta Alpha Rick, and, say this one 5 times fast, Rictiminus Sanchiziminius. Number 41. Adult Swim released the episode 60 Minutes before it actually aired via 109 15-second videos on Instagram. This was the first Instagram TV show premiere. Number 42. Dan Harmon stated that his inspiration behind much of the concept and humor for the series comes from British television series, such as Doctor Who and The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Number 43. In Morty's Mind Blowers, there are several bulbs that reference Gravity Falls, including a blue one with the word Stanford written on it. It's a reference to Ford Pines, one of Gravity Falls' main characters, and one labeled Bill C, in reference to Bill Cipher.
Remember, reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram. Buy gold, buy!
Number 44. Rick never wears a seatbelt in vehicles, while all other characters do. Number 45. A part of the president's team to investigate Virginia in Air Force One had the prophetic, future-knowing Flea Flack on board. Flea Flack exclaimed to Rick the word danger before showing him a picture of Rick being killed by Bigfoot, something that happened in Mort Ragnarok 6 episodes later. Number 46. The show is largely intended as a parody on the main themes from Doctor Who and Tintin. Now you say it, makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Number 47. Rick Dependence Spray is the 4th episode of Season 5, in which Rick and Morty do not use a portal gun. The first was Mort Dinner Rick Andre, the second was Mortiplicity, and the third was a Rick Convenient Mort. Number 48. Rick and Morty quite often references and parodies TV shows and films. Whilst most of them are fairly transparent parodies, such as Anatomy Park and Jurassic Park, some hints can be a little bit more low-key. Pickle Rick is obviously a parody of Die Hard, one of Dan Harmon's favourite films, but it also has subtle undertones of John Wick woven into it, with Pickle Rick using pencils to kill people, as John Wick sometimes does, and also having a Russian nickname,
Solenia, shut your mouth and do your jobs, you fucking children!
Such as John Wick the Baba Yaga does.
We call him Baba Yaga.
Number 49. In Edge of Tomorty, Rick Die Rick Pete, it's revealed that Rick can use Operation Phoenix to revive himself in case he dies.
Backup. Data. Operation. Phoenix. Initiated.
Number 50. The turkey president in Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular attempts to blow up the president, similarly to the ending of Predator. One of the alien pilgrims tosses the president his rifle in a reference to Predator 2, and the pilgrim even mentions having taken it from a predator. Not subtle at that point. Number 51. Breaking Bad star Bryan Cranston auditioned for the role of Jerry early on in production of the show. I can see why he didn't get the part. Jerry Smith and Walter White are probably the two most dissimilar characters in television history. Number 52. Gary live in Air Force One is a parody of Larry King live, with himself being a parody of the late Larry King. Number 53. Rick and Morty also appear in Gravity Falls universe. In the real-life published version of Journal 3 from Gravity Falls, there's a silhouette of a plumbus and a Zigarian on another page. There's also a copy of Ford Pine's wanted poster with an encoded message on the corner, which translates as Rick was here. Number 54. Luring the sperms to Las Vegas in Rick Dependent Spray is probably a reference to Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, where the military lures the titular giant toddler to Vegas, with equally disastrous results. Number 55. Morty's power using the death crystals against the national defense in Edge of Tomorty Rick Die Repeat is likely a reference to Aang in his Avatar state in the animated series, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Number 56. In Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular, the president tells his vice president,
Careful, Dwayne. You're only vice president because I need 10% of the white vote.
Referencing President Obama's choice of Joe Biden for VP in his autobiography, A Promised Land. Number 57. Rick and Morty have appeared in a couple of TV promos. In an advert for Carl's Jr. and Hardee's Burgers made in 2015, Rick brings Carl's Jr. burgers into Morty's room while he is sleeping. The burgers go crazy and end up stealing a bunch of stuff from Morty's room, leaving it an absolute tip. Number 58. Rise of the Numbericons. The movie is the first episode of the series to not feature Rick in any way or even mention him. Likewise, it's the first episode to first on a Mr. Goldenfold. In addition, Jerry, Summer, and Beth also do not appear in this episode. Number 59. In Thanksploitation Spectacular, Rick and Morty attempting to steal a hidden treasure map on the back of the Constitution references the plot of National Treasure. Number 60. When the sperms capture Rick in Rick Dependent Spray, they freeze him in a way very similar to how Han Solo is frozen in carbonite in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Number 61. The various bystanders remarking they won't pay for the PTSD-suffering Turkey Marine's healthcare in Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular
Well, I refuse to pay for this man's healthcare.
is a rather pointed reference to a US cultural habit of not supporting veterans post-wartime. Number 62. When Morty first interacts with the death crystal in Edge of Tomorty Rick Die Repeat, one of the first deaths involves an elevator door closing on his neck, lifting up and beheading him, similar to the death of Nora from Final Destination 2. Number 63. The episode's title of Rick Dependent Spray is a reference to the film franchise Independence Day. Ironically, this episode airs a week after the actual Independence Day of July 4th. Number 64. The major plot of the Anatomy Park episode is a parody of Richard Fleischer's 1966 novel Fantastic Voyage, in which a Soviet scientist lives through an assassination attempt with a blood clot and a miniaturized crew aboard the nanobot-sized Proteus submarine, which sails through his blood vessels to find and remove the clot. Number 65. Edge of Tomorty Rick Die Repeat is the first episode that Adult Swim Canada premiered on the same day as the United States. Number 66. Jaguar in Pickle Rick is a parody of various action protagonist characters such as the Punisher, Batman, and John Wick. Number 67. As Dr. Bloom is going to operate the bone train in Anatomy Park, several viruses invade, which he calls an E. coli outbreak. However, E. coli are bacteria, not viruses. Ironically, the viruses are Entobacteriophage T4, viruses that infect and kill E. coli bacteria no less. Number 68. Rise of the Numbericon. The movie is the fourth episode that does not include the classic intro. The first three were Interdimensional Cable 2, Tempting Fate, The Rick Lantis Mix-Up, and Rick Mirai Jack. Number 69. Number 69. Nice. Number 70. There are several hints throughout the M. Night Shyamalan Aliens episode that Morty was being simulated, and that Rick was aware of it the whole time. Rick watching Morty suspiciously at the end of the scene when Morty bumped into the garage wall. Rick acting out of character and goofing around with Morty when they're gathering crystals, probably to see if he would notice. When the second simulation ended, the crystals that were gathered don't disappear. The Zagarians referring to Jerry as
another real human in the simulator,
as opposed to a third. Prince Nebulon says that
Rick Sanchez is the target,
and makes no mention of Morty at the time. After Jerry's simulation ends, he is still wearing the simulated tuxedo. When Rick pulls Morty's pants down to allow them to escape from the Zagarians, Morty immediately pulls his pants up to allow the Zagarians to follow, hinting that he is simulated. Before the third simulation ends, all the supplies Rick needed for concentrated dark matter were coincidentally on board the ship. Morty also finds the ingredients almost immediately, despite his lack of scientific knowledge. When boarding the escape ship to leave the Zagarian ship in the second simulation, Rick simply pushes over the guard, causing the guard to fall down with no resistance. This allows Rick, Morty, and Jerry to get onto the ship, where they are forced into the simulation to make concentrated dark matter. In real life, cesium is highly reactive in water and explodes if it comes into contact with it. Right before the explosion occurred, Rick mentioned to Jerry that all the actions he committed would not have mattered overall.
The most meaningful day of your life was a simulation operating at minimum capacity.
Rick's line to Morty at the escape ship,
Yes, they really do have concentrated dark matter.
is to test if the simulation, through Morty, would budge Rick into telling the formula for concentrated dark matter.
But you know how to make it too, right, Rick?
Which succeeded, leading Rick into misleading the simulation about a false recipe for concentrated dark matter. Number 71. The writers confirmed that Pickle Rick going down the sewer and meeting a bunch of rats is a reference to the movie An American Tail, Fievel Goes West, featuring rats who went down a sewer. Number 72. In That's a Morty episode, when Morty catches Rick scooping spaghetti out of a corpse, he drops his plate, which can be heard breaking.
What's the secret ingredient?
However, exactly one series earlier in Night Family, Rick supplies his family with dinner plates forged on another planet that are 110% indestructible, so it should not be possible for Morty to break one. Number 73. In the Jerick trap within Jerry's mind, Memory Rick enters a workstation resembling Homer Simpson's workstation at the Springfield nuclear power plant in The Simpsons. Number 74. The full cookie terrorist scene in Forgetting Sarek Marshall was censored in select countries, such as the US, due to then recent affairs in Afghanistan. The scene in the episode has currently been edited on all digital platforms and re-airings of the episode. Number 75. The words for "A good time call 867-5309" is scrawled on a bathroom stall of the karaoke bar, a reference to Tommy Tutone's 1981 song 867-5039/Jenny. Number 76. A ride at Anatomy Park features robotic little creatures singing a song called It's a Small, Small Intestine, as the riders sit in a little boat that takes them down the intestinal tube. This is a parody of a ride at Disneyland known as It's a Small World, and yes, that song will forever haunt you. Number 77. Summer's reason for undergoing family therapy in Pickle Rick was huffing pottery enamel glaze from pottery glass, an action completely unrelated to family issues.
I hope to be seen one day as someone that just likes getting high.
Good job.
Morty's reason is also unrelated to family issues.
I'm sad that I peed in class instead of a toilet.
Number 78. In Jurassic Mort, Rick reveals to Summer that every moment at the Oscars is scripted.
That was all scripted?
Every moment at the Oscars is. Even that one thing.
This is a likely reference to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on stage at the 94th Academy Awards.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Number 79. Fred's death in That's a Morte is very similar to Solomon Roth's death from the film Soylent Green, another film involving the mass consumption of human remains. Number 80. Rick getting a triple headshot with one laser beam in Pickle Rick references the film Deadpool, where the titular character makes a triple headshot with a singular bullet. Number 81. The guards at the asylum in Forgetting Sarek Marshall like to lick the faces of the restrained patients.
The more you sweat, the saltier your cheeks.
Lick this!
Thanks, Morty. That dude's got a tongue like a cat.
Referencing the movie Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Number 82. In the episode Pickle Rick, Rick says that death by frying in the sun in the body of a pickle would be a humiliating fate.
This can't really be the way I go out. This is the mega genius equivalent of dying on the toilet.
This is a reference to the infamous rumors of Elvis Presley's death on the toilet. Number 83. In Jurassic Mort, at the bar BQ restaurant, the president mentions the film
Zero Dark 30
when discussing how Rick should get rid of the dinosaurs. Number 84. In the episode A Mortician Graffiti, Summer and Morty make an alien spacecraft driver crash into an asteroid, which references the pod racer scene in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Number 85. It is revealed in the Jurassic Trap that Rick gave himself a conehead implant after he watched the film Coneheads.
Right, from my conehead phase.
Number 86. In autoerotic assimilation, while exploring the stranded alien starship, Rick tells Morty and Summer,
"Oh yeah, if you find a room full of eggs, don't shy away from it. Give one of them a shake. Those facehuggers are worth more than this ship."
a reference to Ridley Scott's 1979 film Alien. Number 87. In episode Big Trouble in Little Sanchez, along with the following episode Interdimensional Cable 2, Tempting Fate, are the 2 episodes with the fewest amount of burps for an episode, with only 1 burp.
Fluid.
This is likely because Tiny Rick is never seen drinking. Number 88. In the Rick-Turian Morty date, Rick's statement
Mining stuff to craft with and crafting stuff to mine with
towards Morty playing on his laptop is a reference to the popular video game Minecraft, which is later blatantly referenced by Rick as it starts to grow on him. Interestingly, the way in which US Army sets up the President's portal uses similar means to the video game, where the portal is activated through the use of fire and sparks from a lighter, similar to how Minecraft requires a flint and steel to activate the Nether portal. Number 89. Rick suiting up as Piss Master in Analyze Piss is similar to the suit-up sequence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe film Iron Man. Number 90. The Spaghetti Planet president bears a resemblance to US Vice President at the time, Kamala Harris. Number 91. The Cthulhu-like beast that shows up at the malfunctioning portal is the exact same one that appears at the end of the opening theme sequence. Number 92. Rick reveals during the autoerotic assimilation episode,
"And I want the entire field of your largest stadium covered end to end with naked redheads."
This could suggest that Beth's mother had red hair, and that Beth herself carries the gene for this particular recessive trait. It would also explain Summer's hair color. Number 93. In A Mortician Graffiti, while in hell, Rick compares the demon's philosophy of bad is good and good is bad to the TV series.
Adam's family bullshit. This ends here.
Number 94. When Rick spins the wheel of better things than Morty, he says,
"No whammies."
a reference to the game show Press Your Luck.
No whammies and stuck.
Number 95. On the news, in autoerotic assimilation, there was a crudely drawn picture of Morty and Summer asking Dude, where's my grandpa? This is a reference to the movie, Dude, where's my car? Number 96. Ooh, mystery fact, don't know what actually goes here. Number 97. In Big Trouble in Little Sanchez, the concept of a team fighting vampires in a high school references the plot of the series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The head vampire's look and rising from a pool of blood are directly from the character The Master from said series. Number 98. In That's a Morty, when Rick claims Morty has to do everything he says,
"And you can never say no to me." What are you, Keith Raniere?
referencing the leader of the Nixium cult. Number 99. The scene in the spaceship in autoerotic assimilation, where Rick points out that 2 members of the alien species are calm, who in return point at the other survivors and screech, resembles the end of the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Those 2 ding-dongs seem pretty calm about the whole thing.
Number 100. The Jurassic Mort episode's title is a reference to the film Jurassic Park. This is the second episode title to reference the film. The first was Anatomy Park. This episode contains many references to the franchise, such as Morty commenting,
Clever girl.
Clever girl.
and Rick mentions how him and Morty will likely be like Laura Dern and get
Elbow deep in dino doo-doo.
Furthermore, on one of the planets Rick and Morty visit, an alien mentions how they plan to create
A series of increasingly terrible movies about cloning them in a theme park.
There you have it. 100 useless facts about Rick and Morty. If you want to find out who the most hated or loved Rick and Morty characters are, click on this video below.